All right, to a topic now that almost brought me to tears this morning. Kaitlin Chappell Rogers, you know, is wise in every sense of the word. And if you haven't heard from her before, you're in for an extra powerful message this Good Friday morning. Kaitlin, sister, we haven't even started talking yet, but when I read over your topic, I could not get over just how moving it was and just how grateful I am to be able to hear more from you now. Again, Good Friday, right? It is a day when hearts were broken. They thought our king was dead forever. Obviously, we know the end of how that story ends, but how does this day still hold so much weight, you know, in our lives today?
Yeah, it gave me chills even when you said that. And I'm so sad that I'm not in person, like giving you a hug today. But, kids' daycare is out to celebrate Good
Sure.
Friday. So,
Enjoy the weekend, girl.
but I'm so grateful just to be able to talk to you on Good Friday. You know, when we talked about doing an interview today, I was like, yeah, I would be honored to be able to just to talk and share on this really special day. And in the Christian faith, like this is the day that we honor. It's hard to say we celebrate because it's not much of a celebration to celebrate that he was crucified, but we know that the celebration is because he rises again.
Yeah.
And I guess I really just wanted to talk to the person today who feels like there's something that's been put to death in your life, whether it's, maybe an actual death or the death of a dream or the death of a hope or a plan or the death of the way you saw life going.
Yeah.
And I just want to encourage you that, Sunday is coming. That's a phrase that we love to say, but today seems really dark and it seems really definite. And Saturday gets really silent and we wonder if the goodness is ever going to come. And it is. And I want to use today to remind you that though it seems dark today, the light really is coming. And it's the ultimate comeback story. It really is.
It so is. And again, it's so poignant, like you said. I mean, we have our Fridays and we have our Saturdays, but Sunday is coming. I was just talking to a friend recently about just seasons, right? I know I've been candid before about really having a season of depression in my life. And I remember thinking, this is not going to get better. I am never going to get over this, right? How does the hope of Sunday, not only give us the hope of salvation, but also the hope that all things are made new, right? Christ makes all things new. So how can you kind of relate that, again, to people just watching today?
Yeah, so I really do think whether it is depression or whether it's a financial struggle or there are people going through some really hard things right now, and we know, people in Nashville and people here in our own community are experiencing some really intense suffering, and everybody has something that they're walking through, and I've learned that now more than ever. But we do have that hope that it will get better. And, sometimes maybe it won't get better until we do get to heaven.
Yeah.
But we know that it will get better. And a lot of times God is kind enough to let it get better here and now. And just holding on to that hope and holding on to the truth that, like I said, it's not definite. It looks definite, and everyone around you might think it's definite and like it's over. He's in the tomb, he's dead, it's over. The enemy won, and in your life, that's not true.
Yeah.
It's not over. The enemy has not prevailed. If you have the power of Jesus living in you, then you have the hope that that season of depression will end. That season of financial struggle will end. That season of grief and mourning, maybe grief never ends, but it will get better. You will see joy again. And it really might not feel like that's even possible right now. But I just heard this quote recently and I can't get it off my mind, but don't stop before the miracle happens. And, we want to give up and we want to give up, but every time I want to give up, I think, what if the miracle happens tomorrow and I would have missed it?
Yeah.
And I think that that's just faith.
That is some good words of wisdom. And I love too that you said, obviously we want to have hope that things will change in this lifetime. And I'm a firm believer that they will. But just like you said too, even if that doesn't happen until we reach the gates of heaven, that hopefully we can make it until then, right? I think it's so beautiful that, and also important to remember that we're not going through sufferings necessarily because it's our own fault, right? I think there's some times where it's like,
Right.
oh, do I deserve this? What is this going on? But, hopefully when we can ask him more questions, I guess, when we get to heaven. So again, just if you're in a season right now, ideally it will get better, but just know that one day we'll be at the foot of the cross at the feet of Jesus, and knowing that our life was worth it, I guess, in the end. So
yeah.
Kaitlin, we love you, sister. Thank you so much. I so wish we were in person, because I'm like, oh, I love just getting here to sit and chat with you, but I know Zoom kind of makes things interesting. But enjoy this Good Friday with your sweet baby off of school for the day, and just have a fabulous Easter weekend. We love you and are so grateful for you, especially of course on this Easter weekend, but just every other weekend in general, because you're fabulous. So of course you got a lot more wisdom on different platforms. Tell us again where our fans can keep up.
Yeah, please come see me over on Instagram at Kaitlin Chappell Rogers. My website, KaitlinChappellRogers.com. I send out emails there with just more encouragement and kind of behind the scenes stuff. And then my podcast, The Comeback Couch. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts. And season 2 starts next week. So go binge season 1.
Wonderful. We will do that. Kaitlin, girl, thank you again so much. Happy Easter. Happy spring. All the things.
Easter.
Can't wait to have you back in studio again soon. We'll chat soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye, my friend.